Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Simplified, a show that explains intense topic from around the world and simplifies it for you so that you can appear cooler in front of your friends.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Well, it's a great Monday morning after Easter, after a lot of celebrations that we had over the weekend, and after also 5 matches that happened in I-League. And we are here, TFG Indian Football Podcast, to review those matches. Joining me as usual and always is Kevin in the studio, and Chiranjeev joining me via Skype. Now, before I'm going to break the order. We're not going in order, guys. Please, let's not, because we said Monday would be a bomb kind of a thing, but here it so happened that both the teams that are in the race to win the title, both won their respective matches. Let's talk about Aizawl first. They wanted 3 points. They got those 3 points with 3 goals in the match against Churchill. 3-1 was the final score. So before I get Chiranjeev, I'll ask Kevin, thoughts on the match?
Looking at the score, you cannot say how close the match was. But I'll tell you, the match was very close. Churchill was superb. The only thing they did wrong is nothing. I'm telling you, the way Churchill attacked that game, it was only Albino who kept them in the game as well. He's the one for the savior for them. He had an outstanding game. Churchill brothers under Derek Pereira have transformed like anything. They are difficult to beat. They are difficult to catch up. And it's all tactical. I'm telling you, they do not have the best of quality players, but this team knows how to take the game to the opponents.
Yeah.
They did everything right. And Brandon was in superb touch. There was one flying shot that he had taken from the right side of the top of the box. It went like almost those curling shots if you see on TV. It was one of those best goals.
Yeah.
It just lacked that dip. Apart from that, outstanding keeping from Albino Gomes. And it was Camo who was playing as a lone striker. All his job was to get the ball if he has the chance and strike on goal. He did that on 2 occasions. Apart from that, I'm telling you, Aizawl were not as good as Churchill. The goal that brought in by Anthony D'Souza, it was a total team effort. The way they transformed in the second half, that goal when it struck Aizawl, even after being 2 goals down, Churchill really looked the better of the sides. They could hold on to the ball. They could strike from distances. They were getting into the box. And, Aizawl was just it's like somebody blinded you. You do not know how you're going to be struck from somewhere. That good of a game Churchill had brought up. When the second goal came, when the first goal came for Churchill, it was still close. Aizawl really felt that this could be, an equalizer that's coming. But that third goal really sealed the deal. Till then, the game was even. It was crazy. Just compare this team that was prior to Derek coming into the game and how they play right now. It's unimaginable that a side that does not change in the squad is the same.
Yeah.
But what belief they have in themselves, and their home ground, they are tough to beat.
Yeah. So, a coach really plays a key role, right, at the end of the day. Now, Chiranjeev, Churchill put up a fight. That's what Kevin says. I mean, we saw the match, and he also said that they did nothing wrong. But I think here, Aizawl did everything right. They got those 3 goals. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, in the end, both the title contenders had a similar game. They were sort of having trouble coping with the gameplay of the opponents. They were playing away from home. There was a certain bit of tension, and I don't think Aizawl were playing, at their 100%. They have had some trouble away from home, and obviously the pressure factor is also there. But yeah, they did try. But this is where the champions' luck comes in. Both teams showed it. Aizawl and Mohun Bagan. Yeah. Aizawl FC were just at so often they were chasing the game, but when it came to just getting that goal, they got it right. Okay, so it just went in. So as long as you do that, you don't really have to be the best team on the pitch.
Yeah.
Okay, and they did it. So I don't think anybody would be complaining. They early on they already had the upper hand. Baikamo scored, and then early in the second half, that was more or less it. Because Aizawl FC was scared, but it never occurred to me that it was they were in danger of really dropping points here.
Yeah.
Okay, because it seemed like that was the theme of the game. Churchill brothers would play and Aizawl FC would get the goal. So it felt like it was all written, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but it seemed like that was the destiny. Everything was building up for that mega clash next Saturday, and that's how Aizawl FC and Mohun Bagan's game played out.
Yeah, but Aizawl got those 3 goals. Okay, they got those 3 points as well. But the match that happened later, we were speaking about Mohun Bagan. Till the end, it looked like it'll be a goalless draw, and Bagan is only taking 1 point. But thanks to Sonia Norde, what a goal that was, right? Again, that man steps up to his responsibilities, does his job right, and gets that goal and gets those crucial 3 points just to make it more interesting. And now it looks like Aizawl Mohun Bagan will be the match to watch out for, to see who gets their hand more confirmed on the trophy. Before I get Chiranjeev on this talking about Mohun Bagan, let me ask Kevin. So the man.
It's a pressure situation when the opposite team and the other title contender has already won their game and they are waiting, folded hands, they're looking at the TV. Okay, the pressure is on us, the camera is on us, and the whole world is waiting for us to lose. That is intense. And when you're playing against a weaker side, a Minerva team, who has not been playing as good as many other teams. You feel one way, okay, I think we can get this easily. Another way, what if we do not?
Yeah, exactly.
And the pressure is building on you. Okay, first half, 0-0. Second half starts, no, nothing. And then it's nearing. You can sense it. Okay, it's going towards a 1-pointer. And what can we do? How can you break this defense? What wrong have we done? And then you have a leader. You have people like Chetri, like Norde, who really show that this is what they are made up of. In that intense pressure, if you can stay calm and slot in that goal, that beautiful goal. It's nothing better. That feeling is the best when you score or concede. It's score when you concede. When you concede, it's the opposite emotion. So that was, everybody was holding with their bated breaths, looking at that. Okay, what is going to happen? It's getting even more closer, and he strikes.
Yeah, we could see that. We could see that release of frustration later on, him banging onto the flag. We could totally see that how much the team, how much he needed that to happen. Chiranjeev, now let's bring it to you.
Well, I don't know what else to say about Sonny Norde. It's this. He's already become a legend, and he will even grow in stature going forward. And if Mohun Bagan do win this league, 2 things are going to happen. People are going to start asking if this is the most successful period of the club ever, because simply the competition level that the national level has right now, it's much higher than it was 10 years ago or even 40 years ago. So that will happen. And second, people will start asking whether Sonny Norde is the best player ever to play for Mohun Bagan in the modern history, at least. So I'm not gonna get into that toxic debate, because a lot of people will come up with names like Chimao Kerry and Barreto, and those are really high standards to live up to. But just look at what Sonny Norde has done. He played a crucial role in getting Mohun Bagan the league when the club was in a 13-year rut, They really needed a national level trophy, and he contributed to that last goal even that actually won Mohun Bagan the league.
Yeah.
Then he played a part in winning the Federation Cup. Last season he had an injury that contributed to Mohun Bagan losing the league, but that just shows how important he is in Mohun Bagan's scheme of things, And this season he turns down big offers from East Bengal and Bengaluru FC to play for Mohun Bagan, and at a time when things were going bad, he tells the players that I will reward you personally. I'll give you prize money if you make a turnaround happen. How many people do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he scores this goal, and the guy was doing everything, and believe me, he was having trouble in the match against Shillong.
Yeah.
Right, and he was, just somehow he still tried to score, and he wanted this match to be, his comeback. He wanted to get out of that rut that he found in Shillong. So he was doing everything throughout. He produced some really good chances.
Yeah.
I think 3 or 4 clear chances he created. One was that free kick that Eduardo headed wide. His 2 of his corner kicks just went to Daryl Duffy in that entire sea of heads, and Daryl Duffy failed to score from there. And then he gets that ball, and the moment he just ran out with that full speed, and he had space in front of him, it was going to be a goal.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things that it's going to be a goal, and you're just waiting. You're just watching him run across the pitch forever with the ball all by himself, and drawing out the goalkeeper and pushing it past him. It was all Sony Node in that game.
Yeah.
And if make no mistake, this may be a negative thing about Mohun Bagan to depend so much on one man. But if they win the league, that just shows how much Mohun Bagan and Sony Node sort of feed off each other.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say Sony Node is the best foreign player to play for Mohun Bagan in modern history, and they will have a lot of good reasons to back that up.
Well, now this, as I just said before, this just opens up for the cracker match next week, and that's happening between Aizawl and Mohun Bagan. Well, the other match that happened on Saturday was Shillong and Bengaluru. We said it might be a close game. Expect a lot of goals, but it was it looked like a one-sided match, and Bengaluru were the better team there. Chetri scoring, and what a day to get your first goal for Bengaluru, right? For your team, Kabra got the second goal. It was his first goal for Bengaluru, and well, Kevin, what do you have to say?
See, this is one of those games you want to forget for Shillong. And Bengaluru are getting back, and had they been this clinical in front of goal, this good in terms of possession and attacking in the start of the season, we could have seen a much, much better result for them rather than they are sad mid-table, almost like a mid-table finish that they're edging towards. So, yes, it was not a day for Shillong Lajong at all. It really looked one-sided, and I was feeling pity for this team because, it was 3-0 the last time that they had met, and again a similar result. So, it's nothing to be taken away from this game for Shillong. For Bengaluru, it's just pride that they're playing for, but they're playing it in style.
Yeah. Chiranjit, now you were there. How was it like? Was Lindo good enough?
Well, one funny. Yeah. Well, it was. It actually had a good turnout because people sort of started, realizing that these are the last few, top division games their city will host before the merger happens and all that. But one funny thing that happened was that I was. Kunal Majgaonkar, Bengaluru FC's media manager, he was there in the press box, and I was talking to him why Khabra? Of all the good signings, Bengaluru FC makes, why Khabra? And Kunal told me because you know what you get with him. He's that kind of a midfielder who will play a few utility roles, and that really fits into what they wanted to do. So I'm just saying all that and sort of having a banter with him, and then Kavra scores. Although I give most of the credit to Nishu. He created that goal, and Sunil, who sort of directed the ball towards the goal, and then Kavra comes and gets a touch. But it was a Robin Singh before he got good kind of a goal. So all that stuff was pretty good. But I thought Shillong Lajong were playing well. I mean, at least they were trying very hard. It just did not seem to be working out for them. Okay, I think the rest and recovery was a factor. They had played at night a few days ago, and they were in the evening, and this was an early kickoff. So I don't know. It seemed like they were a bit tired. They were not running at their full speed. They were still, moving up the midfield and using their pace to sort of create space for themselves. But finishing was not that good. Dipanda definitely not as much in form as he was against Mohun Bagan, and I think there was less initiative on both teams' parts. Bengaluru FC wanted to preserve themselves for the AFC Cup game, and Shillong Lajong players were a bit flustered after a long few weeks of back-to-back games.
Yeah.
And it was right before Easter, so everybody was semi in the festive mood anyway. So it was a detached game, and Bengaluru FC won 2-0. But what this performance reminded me of. The Bengaluru FC of before. Okay, there would be games, there would be very off days where they're not playing to their fullest extent and having really trouble just keeping possession. Bengaluru FC were losing possession like anything. But still, they just go out there and score those couple of goals, and in the end, it becomes a comfortable win.
Yeah.
Because that's what Bengaluru FC are supposed to do, especially to teams like Shillong Lajong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it seemed like so. Maybe the Bengaluru FC fans should be happy that before their important AFC Cup game against Dhaka Wahani, suddenly they are recovering their old spirit or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter you're in the race or not, you need to show good performance so that just to keep those hopes alive. Yes, you have another tournament to play, but still, instead of losing really shamelessly, it's good to put up a fight and then say till the end. Before, yes, we had a bad season, but yeah, you feel sorry for Shillong as well. But at the end of the day, one team loses, the other wins, so that's what happened on that day. Now, moving on to Sunday's fixtures, well, both were, one was completely dead, as usual, but the other one was a very good result for DSK. You could really see that on Dave Rogers' face, if not the other players, but he was pretty ecstatic at the end of it, the 1-0 victory against East Bengal. Now, I wanted to start saying that let's talk about the other Kolkata giant, but then this team does not look anything like a giant at the moment. We mentioned this in our preview show that this would be a team with young and youth taking advantage of the mental situation that East Bengal are going through, and that's exactly what happened. I don't know much. I don't want to say much about it. Kevin, let me ask you, what was it all about? I think they lost it from the time they played, right?
So they never really wanted to, win this East Bengal. Trevor Morgan was on his place, stuck to his chair for most of the time. The body language of the players really showed that the team is broken from inside. You do not want to get this team on the field. It's like a crushing blow for yourself, especially the way they played the first half. It was as good as, as if a team is just saying, okay, you all score as many goals as you want, we're just going to stand and just walk over the pitch. That bad it was. East Bengal couldn't get a couple of passes together. There was no accuracy in the passing as well. There was balls being put into open spaces, but there was no anticipation of those runs. And it really didn't look like East Bengal. Yes, they've been on a losing streak. This has been, I think, the third game that they've lost on the trot.
The third or fourth match in the home, it seems.
Yeah.
I heard
so,
the commentator say.
It's bad for the fans. It's coming so close to the title, and so many things going on around, even in the minds of the field. Fans are going against the team. It's not good for a club. I feel for the fans because there was not much turnout. it could be the reason that they've lost hope and they've lost everything. The belief is gone. But if you look at the positive side for the other team, DSK, when that goal came, before that, Thanga, the one who scored, Jerry Thanga, he had two similar chances. I was talking about almost a dead game by East Bengal. He did that almost 3 times before he finally scored in the same fashion. This timed run. You know that a player has got through your defense. Pack it up. Have a man on him. He's not even close to anybody's height in that East Bengal defense.
Yeah.
You have Bukena over there. But he was able to just walk past and time his run so perfectly that it was as if inviting for a goal.
Yeah.
When that goal came, it was as if you knew it is coming. And even after that, the first half was really dead from East Bengal. They were moving very well, DSK. Jerry along the left flank was excellent. And yes, when the second half began, Trevor Morgan did make a few changes. He did bring on some quality strikers in, and that changed the game. It looked like this could be the comeback, but it was a decent East Bengal in the second half. Just like they want to score one goal, just like an equalizer. There was pressure put, but not like an East Bengal type.
Yeah. Now, Chiranjeev, this was like a one-off game where DSK just took it over, and it completely looked like East Bengal were just
this is a culmination of everything that has been going wrong in East Bengal club. Look, this is their own doing. Okay, they lost the league off the field this season. And just even when they were winning, they went out and they beat Bengaluru FC away from home, and all the East Bengal fans were like, okay, maybe this is our year after more than a decade. And still there were negative elements within the club. Still there were club officials who did not like the coach, who were speaking ill of the team. What was that? Seriously, people who do that at a time when a league campaign and a title race is on, they're not looking out for the club. You have to question where their priorities lie, and the votes are coming up. And are they just trying to preserve their own power? What game are they playing there? Are they looking for more leverage in the whoever negotiates with IMG Reliance over the merger? It's unbelievable how messed up the whole thing was. And then you have the derby loss. Everything built up to that. After that, obviously, it was disintegration. Everything just fell apart. So the fans have to realize that the players are the same. They were winning at one point. And it's up to the club management to give them the best conditions so they can keep up with their form, because it's not easy to just win match after match in a league title race like this. And you have those things happening, the controversies within the club, when the title hopes were still very much alive. You will get this in the end. Nobody showed up because everybody had given up on the team. And what do you think the players will play like when they know that neither the coach has given up? I think he knows he's gone. And the fans are not showing up. The management is not showing faith in the team. So who are they playing for?
Yeah.
And obviously this is what it's going to happen. It's a demoralized team, and they did it themselves.
Yeah. Well, I think this is how it looks like both even the remaining 2 matches East Bengal are going to play, because yesterday we saw they were playing at home, but still it looked like something that they just want to get done with it. That's how the attitude was, the approach was for the match. So it's really unfortunate. Moving on to our final match before we end the show, a dead match again. I don't know what Mumbai FC are up to. They had a chance here because Churchill dropped points against Aizawl, so they really had a chance against Chennai, a team like Chennai, who's, yes, they've been good, but they were playing at home, all the advantages to their name, but still they somehow cannot find a goal for themselves, and it ended in a goalless draw. Soundarajan, Chennai's coach, would be a happy man, because at the pre-match press conference he said that I would love to take a draw or a win, because our main focus is to qualify and be in the top 8 so we can play in Fed Cup. Now, quick thoughts, Kevin. It's done for Mumbai, looks like.
Yeah, it's a gift that they have been rejecting twice.
Yeah.
So what how many chances do you want more? Okay, we understand the first game was after a very long break. At least this game should have been much, much better. More desire, more more will
Yeah.
to at least get those goals. Even one goal wouldn't suffice. One goal would be just okay. We just got through, like a scraping past. But no, this team really needs work to be done.
Yeah. And I think work to be done, the work is almost done. I mean, even if you have a lot of work to do, but there's no time. We end on that note, and hopefully we see some more action for the fans to cheer from Mumbai side. That's all, folks, for today. It was a long, extensive show. We have to, when you talk about preview, you have to talk about each game. Now, next weekend, as we said, this week we'll have an AFC Cup match as well, where Mohun, Bagan and Bengaluru will play their respective matches, and we also have I-League back again during the weekend, so it'll be a cracker of a game. Now, I'm travelling from tomorrow. Yes, that's right. I'm travelling to Aizawl to watch Aizawl versus Mohun Bagan on 22nd. What a feeling. So you might either hear Nikhil back on the show hosting, or you will hear Kevin welcoming you in the start of the show. That's all from me and from us in the studio. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you're listening to our show on YouTube, hit the like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates of our new episode. You can also listen to our show on Audioboom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and rest of the podcasting apps. Follow TFG Football for all the updates. Download the IVM podcast app on Android and iOS. Follow everything that you want to read up on Indian football on our website, thefangrass.com. Boza_Kevin, Chiranjit Oja, Sijumati94. Our respected Twitter handles. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy your Monday and come back to us tomorrow as AFC Cup starts. Have a great day. Cheers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out
IVM Podcasts
to get some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.